y'all. It's K-Bird Tweets, and this is Peace, Love, and Baseball. Welcome back to Peace, Love, and Baseball. I'm your host, K-Bird Tweets. It's time, folks. The holidays are here. Whether or not you're ready for it, are we ever ready for it? It's already the week before Thanksgiving, and we talked last week about when it's time to decorate and all that good stuff. As you can see, I've got my tree up here in the Peace, Love, and Baseball studios. I apologize for its poor presentation. My husband, my creative director, is not here to make things look prettier for me today. I am producer June, who is, as always, right beside me here. She is not much help when it comes to decoration or working on the set. So we did what we can, feeling festive here. And whether or not you're ready to do that kind of stuff yet, to get up your tree, your decorations, maybe you're listening to some Christmas tunes. We talked all about that last week. Whether or not you're ready for any of that, you'd better be ready to start working on your holiday shopping. So last year, on the same exact week, we came out with our first annual gift guide episode. So this is our second annual gift guide episode. And there's a number of reasons why I wanted to do this. First of all, I genuinely love giving gifts. I always say my love language is not receiving gifts, it's giving gifts, because I just have so much fun with it. I love the hunt. I like to think about it all year long. I'm always like keeping notes in my phone when I see things that make me think of someone. And I just like to have a lot of fun with it. It is one of my hobbies, I guess, is always hunting for gifts. I also think that the sentiment of gift giving has been lost on us in the current times, the age of the internet and excess. Access has led us to excess. There's just so much of everything, the ease of access to it. It's really hard to buy things for people sometimes that they don't already have, which is silly and kind of sad to think about, because there's so many people who need so many things out there. So giving back, obviously always a great thing to do around the holidays. And we're definitely going to talk more about opportunities for that, how to seek out those things as we get closer to the holidays. But right now, today, we're talking about the gifts you're going to give to your loved ones. And one of the other purposes, I guess, around our list today is that you don't have to spend an outrageous amount of money or look for it all year to find something that is going to be really meaningful and something that your loved ones are going to enjoy. But one of the other things that has become a part of holidays in our country, probably all over the world, is things like Elfster. It's this web-based platform, and it seems like really cool and convenient because you can make your wish list, and you can literally, it just straight links you to like really specific things that you select to send off to people. And I guess, I mean, whether you buy it for them and give it to them, or you can, ship it directly to them, makes it really easy and convenient to make sure that you're sending someone exactly what you know that they want. But the thing that's weird about it to me is you're literally just saying like, hey, I want this, buy it for me. And that's weird. Like, it's not exciting or fun. You know exactly what you're going to get. And I get the convenience of it, but it takes a lot of the excitement and like thought and sentiment out of it. Even Amazon, the way that you can just so easily put anything into Amazon and find exactly what you're looking for. Like, there are small businesses and beautiful handmade things all over the world that if we just left our house to find it, you could find the same thing that you're looking for on Amazon, but it would hold a lot more meaning to it. It's probably going to be higher quality. I know there are a lot of small businesses that get access through Amazon, and that's cool. So if you are going to use Amazon for convenience, maybe pay attention to that, shop directly through their stores. But yeah, more than anything, just make sure that you're thinking about it and take the time to enjoy thinking about it. And we can take the time because we're starting right now. We've got plenty of time, more than a month before Christmas, plenty of time to start thinking about it. And we're here and we're ready for it. So, first and foremost, we're going to talk about what makes a great gift. Because sometimes it's just so overwhelming thinking, like, I just can't think of anything to get for this person, or they have everything, right? So, what makes a great gift? Something that you know that they like and they will actually use. And depending on who you're shopping for, sometimes that's easier to figure out, but sometimes you have to get creative. Sometimes you have to ask someone who knows them better, or you have to creep on their social media and figure something out that might be a little bit more unique that you forgot or maybe didn't know about them, or ask them some leading questions at Thanksgiving. It's a great way to prompt conversation and create curiosity among ourselves as well. So go all in, have some fun with it. We also want to make sure it's something they don't already have. So that's where you might want to coordinate with maybe somebody who lives with them. If it's someone that you don't live with that you're buying for, put that level of thought into it as well. There's always a way to figure out if they'll actually like it and actually use it, and if they don't already have it. But sometimes you got to put a little effort into that part too. We also want to look for something that's not economically outrageous, because there are so many things, like if you have that excess of money to spend, awesome, good for you. But there are so many things that you could be spending it on rather than spending it on people who already also have a lot of things. And I mean, personally, like I'm just in a place where I don't have an excess of anything, I wouldn't say, but there is nothing that I am like, I really need this for Christmas, or I really want this for Christmas the way that I did when I was a kid, right? Like, let that be for the kids, I guess, to, make their wish list and have their big asks for Christmas, because at some point we all have more than enough. And it's fun to give, again, thoughtful, meaningful things to each other that aren't going to create stress. Because a lot of times we're also, we have family members who are 10, 20, 30 years older than us. We have family members who are 10, 20, 30 years younger than us. And just because of age alone, we could be in a different economic situation, right? But you never want anyone to feel left out. You don't want it to feel weird. So a lot of times we set price points and stuff like that for gift exchanges, and that's a great way to avoid that too. And we are going to talk about some good gift exchange ideas as well. But our gift guide today is going to have different price points, and those price points are all like not super outrageous. The $3 sign is going to be items that are over $100, probably not over $200 though. Again, if you have that kind of money, like donate it to charity or something. The $2 sign items are going to be in the $50 to $100 range, and the $1 sign items are going to be $50 and under. So last year we discussed how there are categories of gifts: practical luxuries. Can't go wrong with a practical luxury. And we'll give you some examples of that. And there were also great examples on last year's episode, which I'm going to link in the show notes so that you can reference that for even more ideas. And there's also personalized and sentimental gifts. We'll give some good examples of those in different price points. And then one of my favorite gift categories, experiences, the things that aren't necessarily tangible. So this year we're going to break it all down in those same categories. Also going to kind of throw in some types of situations like a gift exchange, or maybe you're looking for something for your mom, like specific people that these gifts might work well for, depending on who you are, where you are. The other challenge that I have here is, obviously I'm speaking to all of y'all all over the country. So the things that I'm going to share today are things that are pretty easily accessible to order for anyone on the internet. But if you see something that sparks an idea and you have a small business in your area, or you have there's so many like cute little shops that have, again, like really thoughtful handmade things. And if this sparks some inspiration, that's what I hope more than anything, that it sparks some inspiration, gives you a good idea, gets you excited about going out and picking out gifts for the people that you want to give gifts to this year. So we're going to hit the gift guide first, but then I promise we're going to talk about your Major League Baseball offseason wish list. Got some good feedback from different fan bases of what we want to ask our GMs and owners so nicely for, that we really, really want. And we will put a bow on it under the tree, hopefully, for all these different fan bases. And then we're going to wrap up with some gifting no-nos, because even if you don't find something on the gift guide list today that just really does it for you and crosses that person off your list, I hope that we can at least avoid you spending money or putting thought into something that's going to get a bad reaction or weird vibes from a loved one, because that's the worst, right? All right, let's get into this. So as I mentioned, we're going to touch on 3 different price points in our 3 different categories. So let's kick it off with some practical luxuries. Most of this year's practical luxuries I'm calling this practical luxuries the self-care version, because they're kind of like self-care items. I think these are always things that make good gifts, because they're things that you might already use, but they're like the upgraded version. It's like you already have David Ross, but what if you could have Craig Counsell? Too soon? It's kind of that that sort of a thing, right? They might already have a pair of tennis shoes. They probably already have a pair of tennis shoes, but do they have some nobles? Do they have these tennis shoes? Yeah, I've got some visual aids for you today as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're going to see my visual aids here. I am not a visual person, as you can tell by my tree setup here. I am an audio-driven person. This is a podcast. It's also a free show. So I did want to show you, because I think especially if you are watching, there's a lot of people are very visual, and there is a different level of excitement when you see something and you're like, oh yeah, that is something that somebody would really like. So if you're listening on the podcast, this is also on YouTube, and you can go watch the video and you can see the pictures that I'm putting up. Obviously, I'm also linking everything in the show notes, so you can click on the links and you can check out each of these items as we go along. This is my favorite tennis shoe, my favorite footwear in the world. And if you're related to me or you know me well, then you've already heard me talk about how great Nobles are. But I've given them as gifts now multiple times to multiple people, and it never goes wrong. Best tennis shoes out there. Tons of fun patterns, as you can see from the few that I've put up here. Great colors, great customer service, and super high quality. These shoes range from probably about $100 to $200, depending on the pair that you get, but they are worth it. Most shoes these days that are like comfortable and aren't going to destroy your feet are going to be $100 or more, which it is what it is. But more than anything, most of us just want to know that it's worth it, right? These are worth it. I can't do this. These are worth it. If you're listening on the podcast, I'm glad, because I'm trying to point to these shoes and I just could not figure it out. So I'm glad we got that out of the way. My Vanna White, these shoes are worth it. You're going to get the best bang for your buck. They have like these high top ones. They have low top ones. And again, like the low top ones that I'm showing on here have that fun flowery pattern, but they have like very just basic black ones. They have one that looks like total normal tennis shoes. They've got these like mid-rise ones. These green ones on here are suede. I have had a suede pair or two before and absolutely love them. So there's all kinds of different looks and styles. There's also like training shoes and running shoes and different types of training shoes and blah, blah, blah. And here's my fitness 2 cents with this shoe. Okay. Like, do what you want, but wear flat shoes. I'm pretty sure I've said this before on this podcast, but get the trainers, not the trainers plus, the trainers. They are flat. If you're looking at these high tops with me right here, you see how flat they are. So I have a very minor orthopedic injury, and these are the only shoes that I can wear that like don't upset my knee. And my mom has had like low back problems and even like problems with her feet, and these are now the only shoes that she will wear because it eliminates pain and discomfort and allows your foot to make the kind of contact with the earth that it can just execute and work and do what it's meant to do. None of that cushion getting in the way. If you think about walking on like a mat, like a cushiony mat, you know, like you're a lot less stable and everything's moving and grooving around and getting out of place. I don't know. I need to get off my high horse here, but I know some of the other ones might look cooler. I don't think so. I think the trainers look the coolest too, but maybe that's because I know I'm not buying anything but the trainers. So, for anyone in your life, I have bought these for people who are teenagers. I have bought these for people who are grandparents, and they all love them. So, the way that you can really customize it is by picking out a color or a style that you think that person will like. The sizing is right on with Nike shoes or Reeboks or like any of those major retailers. They also have great customer service. So if they need to exchange them, whether they need a different size or they need a different color, they're going to make that super easy and accessible for you. Just make sure that you order them soon because they are very popular and in demand, and they're only available online. So everybody's ordering them that way. Yeah. All right, let's move on from the nobles. This next one is a little out there, but it is one of the best gifts that I have ever received, and that is the Navage. Have you heard of the Navage? It's basically a motorized neti pot. Yeah, your girl has some sinus issues. My husband got this for me for my birthday a couple years ago, I think. And when I tell you it is one of the best gifts I've ever received, I'm not kidding. We're going to talk about gifting no-nos, and that's like, a new dishwasher or fixing the AC. Like that's not a gift. But this is a gift because it's a little over $100. If you get the salt pods to go with it, and there's all kinds of, little accessories and stuff that aren't necessary. I have these two things pictured that I'm going to tell you about here, and that's it. But, it can cost up to $150 or so, but it's going to change your life. I use it every morning and every evening, and it is literally the reason that my allergies are managed. And I feel like I'm not the only one who has had particularly bad allergies over the last couple of years. Climate change, what have you. I don't know who's to blame. I just know that the Navage saved me. So the Navage is basically a mechanical neti pot. It's super easy and self-explanatory on how to use. It is not scary. If the neti pot freaks you out, I actually think the Navage might freak you out less because there's no like head tilting or anything. You literally just like stick in your nose and press a button and you barely even hear it. I don't even feel it. And it just brings you back to life. Last week, I kept waking up with like all this puffiness and sinus congestion in my face, and Navage was there for me. And as I got back to using it as regularly as I had before, I didn't wake up with the same level of sinus congestion. So it just really works. And this is a gift for someone close to you, right? Because I got it for my husband. If maybe like what my parents had given it to me or something, that would have been normal and fine too. I'm not sure that you want to give like your friend that you just met a few months ago a Navage because they've been complaining about their sinuses. I don't know that you want to give like your cousin who you haven't seen in a couple years that you remember used to sneeze a lot. Like maybe not for them, but if you have someone close to you in your life who is struggling, the Navage is here. The other thing that I have pictured is very specific as well, because I was using the Navage for a year or so before I realized that they had these eucalyptus salt pods. So the way that it works is you fill the top of the tank up with water and you put this little salt pod at the top, which then runs through the water as it runs through your face and all that good stuff. Yeah, so they just have the regular salt pods, but if you like a good Vicks vapor rub or a good, peppermint essential oil like I do, you need these eucalyptus salt pods. It is life-changing, and it wakes me up every morning. Whew. So there's your your Navage, a very unique gift. But the reason that I think it is a good gift is because it is a little bit expensive, right? It's an investment to spend over $100 on something like this that somebody might not do for themselves, might not be able to do for themselves. And it really can make a big impact and can be something that they use all the time. It's a practical luxury. You might not need it, but it might just change your life. Next up on our list, another great self-care item, company I want to introduce you to called Clean Your Dirty Face. Clean Your Dirty Face is a franchise. So they have franchise locations in lots of different places in the country, most major cities. So there's a couple here in Chicago. They're in Dallas. They're, San Francisco, LA, New York for sure, Boston. I think if you go to their website at cleanyourdirtyface.com, you can see if they have a location near you because their in-location services are really great as well. And if you happen upon these products or someone who really likes, going to an esthetician and getting facials and all that kind of stuff, it could be great to treat them to one of these products along with a gift card. We're going to talk about gift cards a little bit further down the line here as well and how to best execute a gift card gift. But Clean Your Dirty Face products are my favorite face care products because they are all natural, super clean ingredients. I believe most, if not all of them are vegan as well. That wasn't something for me specifically. That's just like a plus. Okay, cool. But they make a lot of great products, and it is hard to pick out specific skincare products for people, right? Because everybody is a little bit different. But when you go with a brand like this, it's a little bit easier because, again, I'm just going to say it. I don't think you can go wrong to a certain extent with something that is so clean and straightforward, and really all of their things are made for all skin types. So I have a few specific suggestions on here. The Mighty Minis is like a cute little gift set here. My favorite thing that comes in that Mighty Minis kit is the Goddess Good Night Serum. And I actually have this. I got it as a gift recently. And you just put it on your face at night, and it's an anti-aging product, but clearly I'm not using it for that reason. No, it's got also like another spray or like a spot treatment, I think, with it, and like a little face mask thing. Again, very like general. Even if you have someone who has super sensitive skin or a lot of allergies, this stuff is more than likely going to work for them, certainly over other products. So it could be a cool way to introduce them to something like that. I believe the Mighty Minis are like $39 for that little kit. So that wouldn't necessarily be under the $3 sign, but I'm going to suggest that you pair it with what we've got right next to it here, which is this Ice Queen roller. Yeah, gals, some of you might know what I'm talking about. You got the little roller. Oh, you put it in the fridge and you roll it across your face under your eyes after you do your Navage, and it wakes you up and it gets all that good stuff moving. It just feels really, really good, but it's great for circulation, lymphatic drainage, for the overall health of your skin and your face and the way you're going to feel day to day. And it pairs perfectly with serums. So giving them this gift and then giving them the Mighty Minis of like that little nighttime serum to try it with is going to be great. It might get them really into those products. And then you can just keep giving them those products for every birthday and Christmas after, because they're expensive enough that, again, it's really nice when somebody buys it for you. Like, this is something that I have bought for myself before, but since I started buying it, I think they've got more popular. The ingredients have probably gone up in cost, and so the cost of the items have gone up, and I stopped buying it for myself, but now people are buying it for me as gifts, and we just love that. The set on the bottom here is a men's line. Okay, I think skincare is a great gift for men because they don't think about it. They're not going to buy it for themselves, but there's a lot of them that would really appreciate it and would totally use it. Anytime I have bought stuff like this for my husband or my dad or even my brother, like if it's good stuff, they will use it. And then they've actually come back to me and been like, hey, where did you get this? Where can I get it? So introduce them to it. And again, that's kind of the whole idea behind these practical luxuries, is you're gifting them something that maybe they wouldn't have sought out for themselves otherwise, but it's really going to make a difference for them. Clean Your Dirty Face has gifts for, your sisters, your moms, your brothers, close friends. This could be a good thing to throw into a gift exchange. If you're like, everybody's getting something around $50 for a gift exchange, grab that Mighty Minis kit, throw it in there. Love it. It's pink or whatever, but they have specific stuff for men, but all of their stuff is, it's not really that gender specific. It's just good stuff for your skin. All right, moving on. Still got some good self-care stuff here. We're going to talk about doTERRA, which is another one of my favorite brands. Essential oils. So a lot of people have heard of essential oils, are super into essential oils. I'm not like super hyper educated on essential oils, but what I do know is that doTERRA has real, pure, good stuff. It's one of the only brands that is like tried and tested and has set their own regulations because the government, the FDA, like what is that government thing that I'm thinking about? The FDA does not have set regulations for essential oils. So that's why like it really does matter what brand you're buying from, or like, you smell lavender from one brand and then you smell the next lavender and you're like, these are not the same. They're not the same. You're right. doTERRA has the good stuff. They've got the pure stuff. You can read all about it on their website. But this is the stuff that's worth buying. And again, that's one of the main things I want to bring to your attention today is that this is going to be worth spending your money on. It can be hard to buy things like this for people because scents are very specific. But with doTERRA, since you're getting a pure form of things, it is, a lot more of a guarantee that they're going to find something that they like. This set here has 3 of their most popular things. You've got your lemon oil, which is good for all kinds of things. You got your On Guard, which is like their protective oil that's supposed to help build your immune system. It smells really great. It's not too overpowering. And then the Serenity, which is the sleep oil that is just like amazing to put in a diffuser. Or honestly, I put it all over my face. Like I'm that into it. Betsy Mason makes an awesome point here that doTERRA has a cool map to show you where all the oil comes from. So yeah, they're going to tell you exactly where they're sourcing it from and all of that. They got all the good information to back it up. This blue tube that you're going to see in the back here is probably my favorite thing from doTERRA. It's called Deep Blue. It's doTERRA's version of like a Tiger Balm or a biofreeze. And y'all know I'm an old lady. I am an 80-year-old woman. I love my Epsom salts. I love my heating pad. I love my Deep Blue. It smells really good. It's not as like stingy and overpowering as things like Tiger Balm, but it's amazing for, if you have a little muscle soreness or arthritis, stuff like that. It is such a good self-care thing. And if you have someone who you think would be open or into essential oils and would like trying these things out for all the different reasons to, fight off illness, to help them sleep, to put a little lemon in their water or use as a natural cleaner. And for the Deep Blue, this is good for all different kinds of people. Definitely for moms, sisters, close friends. It would be another great item to throw into a gift exchange. Price on that doTERRA Simple Solutions Kit, I believe, is right around $100. There is an option to like sign up to be, I forget the language that they use on doTERRA's website, but you can check it out because I'll link it in the show notes. But basically, you can kind of be a member and you get things at a significantly discounted price. So if that's something that's worth it for you and you plan on gifting doTERRA a lot, or you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to use these essential oils all the time too, then that might be something that is worth it for you. Otherwise, you can buy them at the full retail price if it's just like a one-time purchase for you too. So that'll vary a little bit, but check it out. All right. So one of the last things here on our $3 signs for the practical luxuries is this Vin Glace gift set. So this is obviously for the wine lover in your life. I love this because there are a lot of people who really enjoy wine, but again, kind of like the nobles, like you probably have tennis shoes, you probably have some wine glasses. You don't have these wine glasses. These are fancy. I think this set is about $170 is what it runs for. But it's really worth it. It's really high quality. I have gifted it. I know multiple people who have enjoyed it. It's got the cooler here for your wine bottle, and then it comes with the two glasses that you keep in the freezer as well, and then it keeps them cool for I don't even know, hours on end. I've sat outside on the deck in like 80-degree weather, while it's kept the bottle and our drinks cool. So it's just a really nice luxury for someone who enjoys wine or champagne. And I want to give a couple callbacks to last year's episode for these top tier practical luxuries because there are a few really good ones on there. One of them is the custom car seat covers. This is, again, one of the best gifts that I've ever received. There is this website that I'm going to throw in the show notes for you. I think it's literally called like customcarseatcovers.com, but it's very straightforward as to what it is. But there's all different types of patterns and colors and all this good stuff that you can pick from. But this is another thing that it's like we all drive a car and we might not be able to afford a new car. I'm certainly not paying the extra when I bought my car to have leather seats. But guess what? I got those leather seat covers. Yeah, because I got them as a great practical luxury gift. So on these sites, you can actually order them specific to your car. So they're super fitted because one of the things that I think we all don't like about car seat covers is that they look like car seat covers, right? And you're like, I don't know, it's kind of tacky. No, these are specific to the make and model, the year exactly of your car. And the only like downside to them is that they're kind of hard to get on because they're so fitted, but they are specifically customized to your specific vehicle. And you can get those for, a family member. If you know what they drive, again, ask and make sure you know what they drive so that you can get them the right ones because they are definitely very customized. But those are a great thing. Those are going to run probably between $200 and $300, so a little bit more expensive, but a really great thing that I feel like is not something that you would necessarily think about. Another great practical luxury that we mentioned on last year's episode was hex-clad pans. If you have a loved one who loves to cook and spend time in the kitchen, hex-clad is the way to go. It is Gordon Ramsay's tried and true. So hook it up there with some hex-clad. I think my parents are kind of on this cycle of like getting us a new hex-clad every year, and I'm not mad about it. To go along with that Vinglace set, your wine set there that I just pulled down, I also talked about Benziger Winery last year on the gift guide episode. This is my favorite wine of all time. I had the opportunity to go to the winery in Sonoma a year and a half ago or so, I guess almost 2 years ago now, but it changed my life, much like the Navage. Benziger Winery changed my life. It is biodynamic wine, which is like organic, but next level. And it really makes a huge difference in my wine consumption experience. I don't get a headache. I don't feel dehydrated. I don't wake up feeling horrible. And it tastes a lot better too. I didn't think that I liked Chardonnay until I drank Chardonnay from Benziger Winery. So they have some really cool membership options where like twice a year you can send wine that you can customize, which is a great, again, like bigger gift. Or if you're just looking to order, a few bottles of wine to take to holiday parties and have something special on hand, they will hook you up or, get a nice bottle to go with that Vinglace gift set. Speaking of Vinglace, we're moving into the $2 sign of practical luxury gifts. And this is another Vinglace product. If your loved one is not a wine drinker, maybe they're a whiskey drinker. These are very similar to the wine glasses that we were just talking about. They are glass-lined whiskey glasses. So I know they have the fancy, all kinds of whiskey stones and the whiskey balls that you can, make in the freezer, which are really cool for people who like to drink their whiskey that way. But what about people who like to drink their whiskey neat and just want it to be a little cooler? Or, tequila. You can put anything in here. You don't have to drink liquor. You could drink your iced tea, but you don't want it to get watered down. This is under the $2 signs because I believe this glass runs about $39. But, if you were looking to up the ante, you want to make it a little bit more of an expensive gift, you get them a nice bottle of whiskey to go along with it. And then I think things like this really add to, like, you're not just giving the bottle of whiskey, which might be an easier thing to think about and find, but this is like something special and thoughtful that, you thought about and sought out to pair with it. So love it. Stepping it up. Next on our $2 signs here for practical luxuries, Fabletics, y'all. I don't know if you've heard about Fabletics, but they've been around for a while. The catch with them is a little bit similar to doTERRA. If you sign up as a member, you get a drastically different price, pretty noticeable price difference than if you are not a member. So, I'm going to tell you the secret here. The secret is you can skip the month whenever you want to. So you just have to make sure that you skip the month so you don't get charged if you don't want to buy anything that month. Now, I know that can be hard. It's just another thing to keep track of. You can also cancel at any time. So literally you could sign up, you could get your first member credit, and I think you pay like $50 for the member credit, and then you can buy something like this jacket that I have here, which, oh my gosh, I totally didn't write down the exact name of it, but I'm going to link it in the show notes. There's a specific name for this jacket. I have this jacket. I actually bought it for myself and I absolutely love it. And I'm definitely giving it as a gift this year. But okay, you sign up, you get your $50 member credit, and then this jacket is like $85, but you get it for the $50 price. And you can cancel right after you're done doing that if you want. You don't have to keep getting charged or potentially getting charged month over month. What I do, because I like to get stuff from them every now and then, is I just skip the month most of the time. You just have to do it by the 5th of every month, and then you won't get charged that $50. And then if I want something, then I'll just let the charge go through and, I'll pick out my discounted item. So there's also times where you can get discounted things that are not part of the member credit. So they might have something that is like $50 normally, but it's $20 for members. So I would say it's worth it, especially because it's not like you have to get charged every month. Yeah. Anyway, this jacket is super nice. It is perfect for, say you live in a climate like California, certain areas of California or Arizona or Texas where it gets a little chilly, but you don't really need like a winter coat. This is probably perfect for the coldest days in those areas. For me here in Chicago, I've been wearing it lately, like 40, 50 degree weather over a hoodie. And it's just really cute. It's got like the jacket material on the inside, but it's really fluffy and fleecy on the outside. It snaps up. It comes in different colors. I love it. I can't say enough about it. Fabletics also has some really nice, cute stuff for men as well. The thing that I have found with them is not all items are created equal. So I'm making this specific suggestion for you because I think this item is the item that they currently have right now that is like, if you can get that for $50, it's worth it. So that's why I'm calling it out on this episode. And I know sizing can be a little weird. So let's talk about that. Sometimes it's intimidating to buy clothing for anyone, even people closest to you, because you have no idea what size to get them. You don't want to offend them. Outerwear, I think, is a little bit safer than most other things because it is much more one size fits all, especially something like this. It's not super fitted. Patagonia is one of those brands that has like really nice stuff, but a lot of it is super fitted. And it is hard, I think, sizing wise. But that was another reason why I picked this item to put on the list, because you can't really go wrong if you order a medium for just about anybody. I don't know. I would, obviously, if you can for sizing, ask someone who would know if you're buying it for someone that you don't live with or you don't know super well. Do your research, as we talked about before. But outerwear in general is going to be a lot safer. And worst case scenario, again, Fabletics is really good, really convenient to exchange with. So they will make your life easy if you do need a different size or even a different color or a different item. Sticking with these practical luxuries in the $2 sign category, so under $100. Let's see what we got next. Little John Boy Media Shop. Okay, I mentioned the John Boy Media Shop before because they hooked me up with some really cool stuff that I have been wearing, and I'm sure you'll continue to see me wear all off season long because a couple of them are our sweatshirts, super cozy. You can see this Go Birds one up here. But the thing that I love about John Boy Media and their merch is that, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, it's very unique. It's different. I really like the vibe. I have this Beware of the Snakes, this Diamondbacks t-shirt that's up here. If you're watching, I have it in a sweatshirt and I wore it yesterday to go get my hair done. And my hairstylist, who knows absolutely nothing about baseball, was like, "That is such a cool sweatshirt. Where did you get it?" So I think a lot of their stuff is cool because it is just like cool and it looks like a fun, unique design. And it's unique. It's not just, your standard run of the mill same logo that you're going to see on all your MLB merch. The other really big perk here is yes, this is under $2 signs because most of their stuff is between like $30 and $100. Some of their stuff might even be like $20. They certainly have stuff on sale sometimes. So they have a huge selection. The things that I have up here are just a very few of the things that they have in their selection, and they're always pumping out new stuff. But I can speak to it, very high quality stuff. The sweatshirts are like so cozy and soft and warm. And I have that Texas t-shirt as well that's on here. It's super cool. I actually am not usually a fan of things that have players' faces on them, but I love my Seager and Simeon shirt. It's really, really fun. It just looks good. So yeah, I think, you can't go wrong here if you're looking to shop for someone who wants to represent a Major League Baseball team. I think they have some other sport merch as well, but they are primarily a baseball focused media company. So they definitely have the most of baseball stuff. But you've got unique designs that you're not going to see everywhere. And when you get on the MLB shop, like everything is like $100. So it's not going to break the bank. It's still going to be high quality. It's just coming from a smaller company who's not going to rake you over the coals and give you cooler stuff. So check it out. Great for brother, sister, friends, a cool dad. You know, I'm going to bring it back here to doTERRA for the $2 sign category. A little bit lower price point here. If you were like, "Oh, that doTERRA stuff sounds nice, but I'm not looking to spend $100 on oils just yet," try this doTERRA Breathe Easy combo. Or maybe you were like, "Oh man, I totally have a friend or loved one who that Navage sounds great for, but again, over $100, I don't know if I'm looking for that." This little doTERRA Breathe Easy combo is a lot closer to a $30 price point. The Breathe oils, I have the peppermint oil with me right now because I ran out of my Breathe, but the Breathe is one of their combo oils, one of their like signature formulas of a few different oils that make for this amazing congestion relieving. Again, it's like Vicks, but it's not as harsh. And I actually think it works better because it's actually like real, and the natural things that are going on in our bodies react with the real things that are in these supplements. So you've got a little Breathe like Vicks Vapor Rub stick there, and then you've got the Breathe oil, and then Breathe. They're like cough drops, but yeah, it's like the menthol cough drops that are like so relieving and so nice, but they're not harsh and bad for you. I actually know someone who got like a skin rash from menthol cough drops. Like again, there's some stuff in there. So you got to be careful. This would be another good gift for, again, like someone close to you, maybe a good stocking stuffer. And it's just something that is like really useful and can make them feel really good. So I don't think you can go wrong with it, especially this time of year. Wrapping up our $2 sign price point for practical luxuries, David's Tea, y'all. Okay, I love to talk about David's Tea because they are nationwide, so pretty accessible, really easy to order from online. But there are also a lot of local places who have really pretty, lovely tea stuff and loose leaf tea. And I think this is like an underrated and sleeper practical luxury. I love tea. A lot of us love tea or might enjoy tea if we got to enjoy it like this. So the first thing that I have on here is the iced tea sampler. It comes with this cool little iced tea maker thing that's going to help you use the loose leaf tea packets that it comes with so you can actually make your iced tea, right? Makes it all convenient. They've got these contraptions, these cups for both of these items here that just make it so much easier to enjoy these sorts of things. Like a lot of times we're like, oh, I'm not going to enjoy loose leaf tea. Yeah, it tastes better, but it's more work. It is, but this takes the work out of it. This is another one that I got as a gift a few years ago, a similar gift like this from David's Tea. And it was just such a good gift. And I got it from someone who barely knew me. So take a chance. If you are giving a gift to someone that you don't know particularly well, I mean, this is a great teacher gift. Of course, we want to try to make sure that it's something that they love, but there is a more likelihood that they're going to like and enjoy something like tea than like a smelly sort of thing or another scarf, like all the really basic things that we give to teachers every year, or, another box of chocolates. Lovely things, but I think this type of thing could go over just as well. Also great for grandparents, parents, sisters, a gift exchange sort of thing. It would be a great gender neutral gift item here. I mentioned the iced tea maker, but the other one here is the Everything Nice tea sampler. So it's got the mug where you make the loose leaf tea right in it there, the little strainer. Love that. The mug is so cute. And it's got a sampler of 8 different loose leaf teas that you can try. Beautiful. Little callback to last year in this category, our $2 sign for the practical luxuries. We're going to call back to the good old electric toothbrush. Electric toothbrushes, y'all, they are expensive. There are like some $200 electric toothbrushes out there. So I don't think you need to get a $200 electric toothbrush. But again, it's great it's a great stocking stuffer. We're live, folks. It's a great stocking stuffer. And it goes great as part of like a gift exchange as well, too, because it's something that a number of people could need a new one of, or again, maybe they just haven't sprung for that electric toothbrush. And this is a gift I've given. It's a game changer. My husband uses it. He wouldn't buy it one for himself. So I bought him one finally. And he was like, this is the best. Everything feels so much better. And I enjoy brushing my teeth more. It's the little things, folks. It's the little things. All right, couple good smaller items for your needs here in practical luxuries. Let's talk about, we've got all kinds of things up here. We combined this one together. My favorite, lip care. This is another one that, like, ladies and gentlemen alike, whoever you are, wherever you are, we all need some good lip care. There's the lip balm trio there at the top, which I wanted to point this out because they're not what I would call lip balms. They are lip glosses. I think I'm probably wearing one of them right now. So it's a little glossy, but they're clear, I suppose, maybe why they call them balms, but they're definitely glossy. But I love all 3 of those that come in that little trio. The 2 below are what I really want to point out to you because these are my 2 favorite lip care items of all time. The blue tube is my favorite night balm. It runs for $7.50 a tube. So again, one of those things that you're like, oh man, I don't know, $7.50 for some lip balm. It's worth it. And it would certainly be worth it if you got it as a gift. And it turned out to be a really good gift, right? So my favorite night balm. I put this on every night right before I go to sleep, and I wake up with it still on my lips. And in the winter, it is the only thing that keeps me together. Right next to it is my favorite lip balm of all time. It is the only lip balm, in my opinion, that is worth buying. I'm sorry, Blistex, but you only make things worse for me. This lemon lip balm also runs at $7.50. I think you can buy it in packs of 3. That's how I've bought it most recently because I'm just going to keep using it. When it runs out, I'm going to use the same one again, and I'm going to buy it every time because it is the best. It's not super girly by any means. It's very fresh and lemony. So unless you are buying for someone that you know hates citrus or lemon, you really can't go wrong with this. It's got a really nice light fragrance, but really good, just plain simple ingredients that are going to keep your lips feeling really good. And most importantly, not chapped, because us here in the Midwest and East Coast, oof, it gets really rough this time of year. So it's a good time to give those gifts. The next one I want to talk about is a DIY gift, which I've got a couple more of these coming up in our personalized and sentimental gifts. But I love this as a practical luxury because it's something that you can give to someone that you can even make look like you bought it at a cute little shop. I've seen things like this in cute little shops that they sell for 20, 30, $40, and you can make it for less than $10 for sure. So I'm going to link this obviously in the show notes so you can see exactly how to make it. But for example, this one of the ones that you see in the picture here for tub tea, it's like a fancy little, if you're going to take a bathtub, it's like your Epsom salt, but fancier and a practical luxury. So this tub tea is called White Rose Milk Bath. It is 1 cup Epsom salts, 6 White Rose tea bags. So you like take the contents of the tea bags, and they've got specific brands of tea and stuff that have the most, natural, simple ingredients that are going to be safe and best to use for this kind of thing. And then 1 cup of powdered milk, and it'll detail, all of the benefits of these natural ingredients and all that good stuff for making these tub teas. But I just think it's a really cute thing. Put it in a mason jar, put a little bow on it, make it look cute. I love stuff like that to, have to just give to teachers or give to your hairstylist, give to people in your life. If you'd like to be one of those people that is going to make sure to give a little something to everyone that you see around this time of year. And it's just fun, makes you feel good. Couple other things here to wrap up our practical luxuries category, and that is the doTERRA. Yeah, I'm calling it back to doTERRA again, but that's because they have a really great beard oil. So if you're looking to introduce doTERRA to a man in your life, I know my husband would love that beard oil. I'm looking at that for him. Hope he doesn't listen to this. They've also got a great hand cream that I've featured here below that actually doesn't come out until tomorrow. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, it's going to come out on Wednesday, November 15th. But again, it has some really unique, pure ingredients. And I think a luxury hand cream like this hand cream is about $20. So it's a little bit more than, what you're going to buy off the shelf at CVS. Maybe not here in Chicago. At CVS, everything is really expensive in Chicago, but hopefully not at your CVS. It's not as much. But if you're going to spend $20 on hand cream, it might as well be this one. A practical luxury, folks. It doesn't mean you don't already have it or you haven't already bought things like this for yourself in the past, but we're stepping it up. We're finding something a little bit special that you're going to enjoy just that much more. Let's keep it moving to the personalized and sentimental gift category. For the $3 signs, for the people you're looking to spend a little bit more money on, I want to suggest a kit gift. I love a kit gift. I'm just going to give you one basic example of a kit gift, but you'll get the idea. A good example of a kit gift would be like a work from home kit. This would include something like, I think I have a little visual aid for you here. Yeah. A footrest, maybe one of those little mug warmers. And you've got this fun little setup here. It's like a charging station, but it also holds your pens and your Post-it notes and all your little officey things. So think about how you, like, if someone that just got a work from home job or they need an upgrade to their at-home office, getting them little things like this, again, it's a really good thing to put together just for the sake of presentation. This was something that I actually thought about mentioning because I have had people tell me before that they can think of a good gift idea, but they feel like maybe it's lost because the presentation isn't great. Like, think about if you just got that footrest for someone. That's a really nice gift. It's something that people certainly don't think about buying for themselves that they're going to use literally every day. But the presentation of it, if you're, wrapping it and putting it under the tree or, opening gifts in front of people, you're like, I don't know, like, how exciting is this? Think of a cute little way to pair it with that mug and that little charging accessory station. It's going to be so cute. So cute. Love it. So I think the kit could really make the difference there. Even if you have an idea for one specific smaller thing that you want to give to someone, you're like, okay, I have this one thing I know I saw that I really want to give to them, but you want to make it a bigger gift. Use that one thing that you feel strongly about gifting and use it as inspiration to expand upon it. We're going to stick with this is kind of like a kit gift, but not. Same kind of category. It is a subscription. There are lots of great subscriptions out there. And if you are looking to spend like a big chunk of change on someone, maybe spread it out in a subscription because this is something that like keeps them thinking about the gift that you have given. It's the gift that keeps on giving, right? It keeps them thinking about it and enjoying it for longer than just, the holiday season. This one I thought was really cute. Sticking with our baseball theme from Uncommon Goods, they have a baseball lovers gift of the month subscription. So this runs at $149, but it is a 3-month subscription. So the first month, you're going to get the baseball bingo set, which is really cute. It's these 2 little wooden boards here, and it's got things on it like a batter is hit by a pitch or a catcher walks to the mound. We actually did some really fun bingo cards that Haley from There Is Crying in Baseball made for us during the season as Cardinals fans. So when I saw this, I was like, oh man, this is one you can use for like any game, every game. It'd be really fun to use with kids. So that's cute. The second month gift is the MLB Ballpark Travelers Map. Oh, for the baseball fan in your life that is checking all those ballparks off their list. That's a really nice keepsake. And then the third one is a 3-9 baseball game, which looks like a fun dice game for the hardcore fan. So that is super cute. They had a lot of really cute baseball gifts at the Uncommon Goods store. So obviously that's linked in the show notes and you should check it out, whether that gift works for you or you're looking for maybe something a little less expensive, like a singular item. They had all kinds of good stuff on there. I feel like this is a good time to mention gift cards. We all know that gift cards might not be like the most thoughtful or distinctive gift, but sometimes they are well warranted and they are really thoughtful because they are what your recipient is going to want. If you know that they love going and getting a massage a couple times a year and they get to do it when they get a gift card for it, like give it to them, right? Maybe they love a certain brand of clothing, but it's really hard to pick out sizing for them. Maybe they love a certain skincare or hair care line that they don't always want to spend the money on, but they love those products and they've mentioned that to you before. I don't think it's wrong at all to give a gift card, especially when you want to make sure that like your money is being spent the way that is going to serve them the best, right? That is the intention with it a lot of the time. But I think finding a little something to present the gift card with changes the whole thing. Like if you wanted to get them a gift card for Benziger Winery so they could pick out their own wines, you can buy one of those Viglace glasses for like $30, stick the gift card in there, and voila, it's like a super cute presentation. Maybe they've got the skincare line, like you want to get that. You think like, oh, they'll probably really like clean your dirty face, but I just am really nervous to pick out stuff. Like I don't want to pick out anti-aging stuff. And then they'll think like, I think they look old. Get them the Ice Queen, the roller that we talked about. Stick a gift card in there. There's kind of always something that you can find to pair with it that's a little safer. And there you go. But I think putting something with the gift card, it just says like, I thought about this a little bit more than swiping my credit card. And that's always nice. So that is my preferred way of gifting gift cards. Let's move on down to the $2 sign of our personalized or sentimental gifts here. Okay, this is so fun. I wish I had a better picture for you here, but I combined a bunch of them in the interest of time here. Crocheted houseplants. Has anyone listening crocheted a houseplant? Because if you have, I want you to send me a picture. I found this. This is inspired by Sutton Foster, who is a Broadway actress, and she's also done a lot of film and television. You might know her, but I saw her posting pictures of these that she was making and gifting to people, and they are so cool. I'm sure they're really hard to make because I can't crochet, and I'm going to try to learn. But yeah, I bought this book and a crochet set as a gift. And if I could crochet, I would totally like make one of these for someone. And if I thought maybe they would be into making them too, I would gift them not only the crocheted houseplant, but then the book as well. So I've linked the book here in the show notes as our official gift that's on the gift guide for the crocheter or the creative in your life. But I just think they are so cool and so unique. And if someone made something like that for me, I don't care if it cost them $2 to make or like it was, yarn that they've had in their house for the last decade. Like I could not care less. That's so cool. And I think to spend time on making something like that for someone, any age, at any point, is more meaningful and is something that I surely would appreciate. And I think a lot of people in your life would too. Another one here that's on our slide is for kids. We've got a couple of good ones for kids here. A personalized seek and find book. Do you remember those books that were like, it wasn't Where's Waldo? I guess Where's Waldo was one of them, but I had a lot of these big like seek and find books and I loved them and I never got sick of revisiting them. So this is an Etsy shop that will personalize this Seek and Find book. They have a lot of other personalized books too, but the Seek and Find book runs about $35, and it is the one that I am recommending for you on our official gift guide because I just thought it was so cool. It will feature, your kid. The story will be specific to things that you share about them. And this Etsy shop, I vetted them for you. The Etsy shops that I'm going to share with you here, I have vetted for you. And that's one of the biggest things that I think takes time to do is there's a lot of great small businesses and stuff out there, but you feel like maybe you're taking a little bit more of a risk. You're not taking a risk with these guys. They've got dozens of great reviews, if not hundreds of great reviews. And they've got pictures of their products on there that people have received and commented on how much they're enjoying them. So take a peek at that for your personalized Seek and Find book. Great gift for a niece or nephew or your child. I've also got a pickup here of a personalized controller stand and headphone holder. So this is for the video game, the gamer in your life. And it's like a little wooden set here that holds your headphones and your controllers and all that good stuff. And it's personalized. It just looks really classy too. I liked the look of that. This personalized controller stand runs between $60 and $100. So it kind of depends on, I think there's different styles of them, different ways you can personalize it. But again, another great Etsy shop there. Another great Etsy shop that I personally ordered from and had a great experience with is Sewing Seams Co. for this personalized, I'm showing you a butterfly quilt that's up here, but they have lots of different personalized items and different patterns for this quilt. The quilts run $15 to $115. So they have like swaddles from swaddles, really small blankets to giant like bedspreads. So it really just depends on what size and what kind of blanket and then the amount of personalization that you want on it. But I got my niece this butterfly quilt and had it personalized for her. And again, was just really happy with the quality of it. And it looks beautiful and she uses it every night. So love it. The last one on here that I want to point out to you is this picture of my three beautiful children, Louise, June, and Raja. And I had this on the list last year, but I got to call it out again because this is just one of my favorite gifts that I have ever given is from Pet Parazzi. I know there's a lot of places that do this kind of digital art these days, but Pet Parazzi was top notch for me. Not only are they very fairly priced at $50 to $70 based on what type of digital art you want, but she worked with me every step of the way. I sent her a number of pictures. She gave me feedback on like, this type of picture would work better. Or, I sent her a couple different ones and she was like, this would work better. Is that fine? She sent me the sketch. She worked with me on making sure the size of each of them was correct. It was so personalized. And I think I got this to give to my husband for his birthday. But I ended up, because this was when we were, I don't even think we were engaged yet, or maybe we were engaged, but we weren't married yet. So we were still celebrating like our dating anniversary. And I was going to give it to him on his birthday, but I ended up giving it to him like a week earlier on our dating anniversary because I just couldn't wait to give it to him. So Pet Parazzi for the pet lover in your life. Dropping out a $1 sign. There are plenty of ways that you don't have to break the bank and give some really great personalized or thoughtful gifts. These cocktail jars are at the top here. This is one that I did last year that was a big hit, and I'm gonna link in the show notes for you the initial site that I found that gave me the idea for it. I really kind of went off from that. Again, use it as inspiration. For example, this was a very like customized, personalized gift for me because I knew that my father-in-law really liked pineapple rum drinks or like rum drinks with some good sweetness to it. So I made one of these cocktail jars, which you won't find on the website that I've linked here, that had dried pineapple, pear, candied ginger, cinnamon stick, star anise, a couple sugar cubes with the rum, the spiced rum, because I knew that that was like the type of drink that he would like. Anyway, you can customize it, use it as inspiration, but there's some really great inspiration on that site. And this is another thing that I have seen. I've seen these cocktail jars without the alcohol. Like it's just like the dried fruit and the candied stuff or whatever, and the cinnamon sticks. It's just the stuff in the jar without the booze. And they sell it for like 20, 25 bucks. And you can make this with the booze for less than that. So you'll see in the picture that I have here that I actually bought like the little airplane bottles of alcohol and stuck them in the jar with all the fruits and spices and stuff. But that's a hit. I think it's a great one that again you can make as like a gift for a number of people in your life. Just make sure that they enjoy alcohol responsibly. Another great one that can be personalized for the baseball fan in your life is this baseball glove scented candle. This is another Etsy shop that I have vetted for you. Runs about $12 for this candle. They had a couple other good ones like fresh cut grass and rain delay. And these candles just have rave reviews. They are soy candles, so they burn very naturally. And they're in these really cute little tins. So another great small business to support there for the baseball fan in your life. Of course, I've got to draw your attention back to Bases to Bleachers, which is by author Eric C. Gray, who we interviewed on the podcast a month or so back. He's got Bases to Bleachers. He also has Backyards to Ballparks, which is the second edition of Bases to Bleachers. But this is a book that is full of personal stories that surround the game of baseball that have anything and everything to do with every aspect of the game that you can think of on and off the field. But most of them are very like family driven, moment driven, meaningful stories of how this game that has just been around forever ties us all together in the craziest of ways or comes back as a meaningful part of our life in the strangest, most amazing ways. So that would be a great book for any baseball fan in your life. Another great DIY one that I want to tell you about that I actually don't have up here is another thing that I have done before, and that is a DIY cookbook. Do you like to cook for yourself? Because if you do, you are one of the few, and there's probably many people in your family who don't feel the same, or many of your friends that don't feel the same. But you might just be able to inspire them by sharing some of your favorite recipes. So my husband and I decided that we were going to make a cookbook because we feel like we're always sharing recipes with our families and stuff. And we've come up with a lot of our own favorites along with the favorites that we remember our parents making when we were growing up. So we made a cookbook of our like bird Gurchik recipes of like the two of us together. And then we had the bird family recipes, like my family's classic recipes, and then the Gurchik family recipes. And so there's kind of like 3 sections of this cookbook. Now, you could print it out, you could bind it, you could, that's a little bit of an added expense with it. But otherwise, there's really no expense other than your time of gathering these recipes and putting it together, which could be something that is really meaningful and a great keepsake for your family for many years to come. I know we still have one from, oh my gosh, I don't even know. Like I was probably really little from 20 years or so ago from my parents, a bird family cookbook that I know my mom still uses all the time and that we transferred some of those recipes over from. We also created a QR code for it that we then shared, and that's like how we presented it to everybody so they could keep it digitally too. And then it makes it really easy for us to add stuff to it as well over the years. So that's a fun thing. Again, if you're looking for something that's really like personalized, sentimental, good family heirloom there. The last thing that's up here that I want to tell you about is another one that's good for kids. for the really little ones, when you check out their website, they have different age ranges, but I love this one, and I mentioned it last year as well because I think it's really cute, but it's also very thoughtful. They are called Slumberkins, and the one that I have featured up here is the otter. But each of these really snuggly, beautiful creatures has a specific kind of lesson or social emotional thing that they represent and that their little book talks about and will help kind of create conversation with your little one about when they're old enough to have it, right? I have given this as gifts for my friends who have new babies or my nieces and nephews when they're really little. And my one nephew, I think I want to say that we gave it to him when he was like 2 months old because he was born in October. So we gave it to him as a Christmas gift. And of course, he was only 2 months old then, but he slept with it. My sister-in-law put it with him and he slept with it. And by the time he was 2 years old, he was carrying it around everywhere and he just wore the hell out of it because he loved it so much because it's so soft and sweet. And it's just a great little cuddly physical thing to have. But then it's got that extra thoughtful tie to it as well. So a really cute product. They've got numerous different lines at all different price points, but the standard slumberkin here of one of the snuggler creatures with their book and their affirmation runs at $48, and it's a good one. I don't think you can go wrong with that for the lovely little one in your life. We're going to wrap up the gift guide with the experiences category. Now, this is a great category. I'm going to pull this down. Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. Oh, I forgot. Okay. I was so excited to move on to experiences that I almost forgot that we have to talk about fun stuff and good stuff for a gift exchange. Now, these are just fun random things that like are kind of suggestions for these different kind of gifting events that might happen in your life. The Polaroid camera, I don't know if you know, but it's back. It comes in this cute little set here. The link that I'm going to give you is from Target. It runs at $87 for the camera and the film. And you should definitely gift the film with it because the film is kind of expensive. But if you buy it in the set, it's much more affordable than just buying them separately. Camera comes in all different colors. I feel like this is a great gift for a lot of different ages too. So fun things to throw into a gift exchange. The Bananagrams game. This might be a game that you haven't heard of, but again, all ages, all walks of life. It's $15 or $16 at Target. Gonna throw that link in there for you. I'm sure you can get it on Amazon too for a quick delivery. And this is something that I've gifted to a lot of different family members. And then it's fun because they have it and you can all play together. It's a really fun game to play that's like easy enough to learn. You don't have to spend a ton of time learning it, but it's very engaging enough that it like keeps you busy, but also freeform enough that you can have good conversation and good camaraderie around it. I put adult coloring books on here as well, not those kind of adult coloring books, but like, the Bob Ross coloring book, or they have a lot of coloring books that are like, supposed to ease anxiety and just be like a relaxing sort of thing. And I actually thought it might be kind of fun to do like an adult coloring book gift exchange. Like if you just had, like a friend party and you wanted to do like a little gift thing, but you didn't want anybody to spend more than like $10. It'd be fun to everybody bring a coloring book and we'll just do that as an exchange. Another great gift exchange like that is kitchen gadgets. We discovered this last year with my family. We had a lot of fun with it. There's a lot of great kitchen gadgets. You probably haven't bought all of them for yourself, but they definitely fall into that practical luxury category. So what we do now is we all buy a different kitchen gadget or kitchen item. You could broaden it a little bit and wrap it. Everybody brings them. And then we do kind of like the white elephant style gift exchange from there. But there is the specific category around the gift. So it makes it a little less stressful to think about what you've got to get. So I have a few of those specific kitchen gadgets on here. The one that you're probably noticing the most is the little plastic ladies with the steam coming out of their head. And that's Angry Mama microwave cleaner and an oven steam cleaner. And I got this last year. I got to ask my sister-in-law. I think she's the one that got them if she's been using them. But They seem like really good bang for your buck. And again, one of those things that you're like, I should just get a freaking microwave cleaner so I could just, fill it with vinegar and turn the microwave on and let it do its thing. Like that'd be so much easier than me realizing, every few months I probably should wipe the microwave out. It's a practical luxury, folks. So is this all-in-one chopper, slicer, grater. Is it worth it? It's worth it. Everybody needs a digital meat thermometer. That's the last thing on there. So again, just some fun ideas if you and your family are looking to switch things up, or you have a tradition that maybe you don't love and you're just looking to liven it back up again. Okay, now we got to talk about experiences. Experiences are some of the best gifts. The first one that I want to talk about is specific to kids. It is called Radish Kids. So Radish Kids is a cooking class sort of thing for kids. It is a subscription, costs about $25 a month. There is a 6-month subscription, and you can also get a year-long subscription if you're up for spending a little bit more money. But it's so cute. It's so well laid out, and it encourages you to do something with your kids that maybe you want to help yourself do more of. And I've got a couple of friends who use the Radish Kids with their kids, and they're always posting about it, and just the really cute way that it's presented for you. And it's a good way to get your kids excited about something practical, right? That you'll be able to do together all year long. So I love that. Something like a zoo membership or an arboretum membership. This is something that I mentioned last year, but I think stuff like that can be really valuable because, again, it's something that you might really enjoy and use all the time, but you might not think about wanting to spend that kind of money for yourself otherwise. Massages and facials for the mamas, or really for anybody who will enjoy it, is always an amazing gift. Here is the ticket with that kind of stuff. We talked about if you're going to do a gift card style, picking a little something to pair with it. The other big thing with that is going to be researching the place. If they don't have a specific place that they like to go to, do some digging, read some reviews, ask for recommendations, because not all places are created equal. And the worst thing that can happen is you spend your money and you give them a gift that they're really excited about, and then they go and they don't have the experience that you want them to have. So that would be my only warning with that kind of stuff. And then obviously tickets to a concert or an event are really awesome if you can spring for that. A lot of that stuff is super expensive right now. So I do think it makes for a good gift if you are looking to spend a little bit more money, because I don't know, for me, I'm like, that's not something that I feel like I can spend money on for myself. But if it's the kind of thing that you know that the person that you're buying for would really enjoy, awesome, go for it. Other kind of lower price point experiences, you cannot go wrong with a mani-pedi. Again, make sure that it's either the place that that they frequent, or a place that you can find as a recommendation personally. And another thing that I think that maybe we don't necessarily think about is that you could buy like yoga classes or fitness classes or a membership like that for someone. And obviously you have to have a little bit more insight. Like you have to make sure that they enjoy that kind of thing, and that is something that they want to be spending their time on. But I don't know, for me, I guess personally, like I have started paying for a yoga membership, and it's definitely like a luxury for me. My only hesitation with it was like, I can spend the money. I just don't really want to spend the money. So that is what made me think, you know what, that would be a great gift if you wanted to swoop in and say like, I've got the rest of the year, or the first 3 months of the year is on me, or your 10 class pack is on me. If can get in and find where that person likes to frequent, or that that's something that they have been wanting to try. So check it out. Just make sure that if it is a recurring membership, that you are very articulate with the salespeople and you know what's up there, so you don't get stuck paying for more than you really signed up for. That's my fair warning from a fitness industry professional. Whew. All right. Did you get some good ideas? I hope so. That was a lot. I did not mean to make it that long. I hope it was insightful. I just love talking about giving gifts, and we got to get in the mindset. Speaking of gifts that you can give to us, Major League Baseball, it's time to check in with a number of different fan bases here that I did receive some feedback from on what these fan bases are looking for in the offseason for their teams. And this was really interesting to me because there are a lot of different sides of the internet depending on which team you're a fan of. So it was really fun to see the different conversations happening in the different like Twitterverses that exist. So let's start with the Cincinnati Reds. We know the Reds are up and coming, right? That they're in a spot to kind of start to make the most of it here and maybe start to make a good run for things. The Reds fans tell me that they would love a top tier starter, but they're thinking someone like Severino or maybe Michael Wacha are more likely of a fit for them. I think that sounds about right. Another Reds fan says that they need just another reliable starting pitcher, even if it's a 4 or 5 guy. So, we could slide Wacha, Severino. I don't know. I would definitely take Wacha over Severino if I were you. But also looking for a right-handed bat. So, John, our Reds fan here, suggests that maybe Nick Martinez as a starting pitcher for the Reds. I don't hate that. I can see that happening. And for that outfielder, we've got wishful eyes for Teoscar Hernandez, who was a Mariners outfielder who has now hit free agency. Could we see him with the Reds? I haven't heard much about him yet, so you never know. Minnesota Twins fans. Well, Minnesota Twins fans have heard that their payroll is likely going down, which is kind of a bummer because the Twins really just kind of broke through a wall, it seemed. But Twins fans are hoping, if nothing else, that they can retain Sonny Gray, their Cy Young nominee. Knowing that their payroll is being cut, there's not a ton that they can be super optimistic about otherwise, but that is probably the most likely if they can afford him and if he is interested in staying there. The Yankees have Juan Soto. Yankees fans got Juan Soto at the top of their list, right? They are looking for him to come over from the Padres. Scott Boras, his agent, has said that he will be part of the 2024 lineup for the Padres. So not sure how likely that is, but you got to ask for what you want, right? You got to ask cash for what you want. As like a consolation prize, Yankees fans, looks like they'd be willing to take Harrison Bader back in their stocking. The Pittsburgh Pirates, another NL Central fandom here. The Pirates fans tell me that first and foremost, they want to re-sign Andrew McCutchen. And I love that. Yes, he absolutely has to retire as a Pirate. And I know he ended the season with that injury, but let's get him back out there. I would love to see him back at PNC. I think we all would as baseball fans. The Pirates fans are also looking for maybe a solid veteran at first base. Rhys Hoskins? I don't know. And 1 to 2 starting pitchers. Starting pitchers. Everybody wants starting pitchers. They're looking for 1 to 2 starting pitchers that can be good mentors to their young pitching staff. So looking for some more seasoned fellas to come over to the Pirates if they can get them. The Cardinals. The heart and soul of peace, love, and baseball. The St. Louis Cardinals. What the Cardinals fan base seems to want, maybe not more than anything, but like most certainly, is Yadier Molina. However, whenever, wherever. How can we have you, Yadi? Come on over. Just sign the dotted line and do what you want with this organization. We trust you wholeheartedly. So hopefully Yadier Molina is going to be announced in some capacity as a part of the St. Louis Cardinals coaching staff for 2024. Other wishes here, Yamamoto or Aaron Nola. And that's definitely on the top of my list. I mean, I'd take both, but I really appreciated Stephanie's take here. She said any 2 starting pitchers as long as they're good. And I think that's probably the most realistic thing that we can wish for as Cardinals fans. Ooh, our White Sox insider Drew simply responds with a GIF saying, White Sox fans are just waking up day after day hoping it doesn't get any worse. And I feel for you White Sox fans. Man, I'm here in Chicago and I don't like to see it. I mean, I'd rather see the Cubs having a hell of a time and they're just in a much better place right now. But, that's a sad Christmas wish to just wish for things not to get worse. So ideally for Drew, he would like to see them trade Moncada, Jimenez, sorry, and get Dylan Cease back to form. That's a big wish. I don't know. Part of me sees Dylan Cease having more success somewhere else, but I'm not sure why I feel that way. It's strictly off vibes for me with that. And also add this to the list. We got to solve the question marks at second base, right field, and catcher. So Santa's got to get hard to work for Drew and the White Sox. We asked the Rays fans what is on their Christmas list, and first and foremost, they just really want to keep Tyler Glasnow, and I don't blame them. But we'll see. Other Rays fans have visions of Evan Longoria dancing in their heads. I love that for you, Liz, and I'll wish for it for you. June and Louise, my pups, seem to share some emotion for, keeping Tyler Glasnow and Evan Longoria as well. Speaking to the Phillies fans, they say they tell me they have complicated feelings about Aaron Nola. I would love to dive deeper into that, but they would prefer Yamamoto at this point. I am going to be really interested to see what the Phillies do because they probably are like the biggest wild card for me in terms of like they could do a number of different things and they certainly have the flexibility and the payroll to do it. Talking to the Cubs fans. Okay, both the Cubs fans that I talked to here were named Jacob and Jake. And one of them is definitely not my brother, so do not be confused. My brother is a Cardinals fan. But Jacob, my Cubs fan here, he wants Shohei Ohtani and Cody Bellinger. Yeah, not skimping here. After all, the Cubs are all in, right? Let's go for it. So another Cubs fan, Jake, wants Yamamoto and Shohei. Why get one when you can have both? He also kind of likes a pillow contract for Rhys Hoskins at first base. I could see that for the Cubs for sure. But either way, both of these Cubs fans are expecting a lot of activity, and I don't think they're wrong. Braves fans, we'll wrap up with what the Braves are looking at here, which they're another really interesting one because part of you wouldn't expect to see much from them. But I do think I agree with what Rachel, our Braves fan, is looking for here, and that is another starting pitcher. I think they have a little bit more flexibility with what kind of starting pitcher they're looking for because of who they already have. But Nola is tickling Rachel's fancy if she could pick any starting pitcher on the market right now. And in her wildest of Christmas dreams, she's also loved to add Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Could he be traded in 2 consecutive off seasons after a postseason run? You never know. Might as well wish for it. All right, my friends, let's start to wrap things up here because I have kept you more than long enough. And if you are still listening, you are going to get some very serious and important insight into gifting no-nos. Here are the things, if nothing else, to avoid. Number 1 is that you want to make sure that you're giving a gift where there is no extra money that needs to be spent to enjoy the gift. So whether that's, you have to go out and buy batteries for it, that's like a rookie mistake. But I'm thinking more like you bought your parents tickets to a concert in Chicago, but they don't live in Chicago. They live like, 2 or 3 hours away. So at the very least, they have to drive. It'd probably be nice if they could stay overnight. Like basically don't plan something that's going to then cost, they're going to have to pay $50 to freaking park in downtown Chicago. Think about those things as much as you can and include them in the gift. That makes it so much more meaningful. And for those sorts of things too, my siblings and I'm sure this is something that a lot of people do, but we have found that it's worth it to like go in together on a bigger gift like that. So if you do think of something and you're like, oh yeah, but then they would have to like spend more money and I don't want them to have to do that. See if you can find someone to go in on it with you. And then it's, it's a big experience and it's totally worth it. Another big no-no, and I think we have to talk about this every year, household appliances. These are different than practical luxuries. And the best reference I can give to you is this. There is an episode of Boy Meets World. Yes, Boy Meets World, back in the day. Check it out. I'm not sure exactly which episode it is. I'll look it up after I'm done recording here for you and share in the show notes. But in this Boy Meets World episode, Corey's dad gets new tires put on the car as an anniversary gift for his wife. And she doesn't like that very much. So he then gets her, I think, like a new dishwasher. They needed the dishwasher replaced for a while. He gets her a new dishwasher. And again, she's like very underwhelmed. Yeah, no, household appliances are a no-no. Like, if you've needed a new vacuum for a while, even buying a really nice one, it's not a practical luxury. Like, save that for a Tuesday, okay? Save that to celebrate a new episode of Peace, Love, and Baseball coming out. No household appliances. If you're confused on that one, you shoot me a message and I will help you out. Wes McKinney, I don't want to hear from you and your $600 toaster. The other thing you want to avoid is self-improvement gifts. So one time, a friend of mine got some tummy control pants or something, some tummy control, outfit, some attire from someone as a gift. Never. I don't care if you're giving it to your best friend, your mom, your sister, person you're closest to in the world. Absolutely not. Any like self-help books, stuff like that. Again, that's why I think sometimes the anti-aging skincare can be a little, we're all using it. It's not that big of a deal. You should use it even if you're 25, but just be careful with that kind of stuff. Use your common sense. And the last thing that I want to put a pin in this gift guide episode with is maybe the worst gift that you could get tricked into buying. And I feel like the media tries to trick us into gifting every year. And that is, my friends, chocolate diamonds. If you see a brown diamond on your TV screen and you say, oh, wow, this is a really engaging commercial and that's so unique and that would be different. No, do not think about it. Do not consider it. Even if someone that you love tells you that they liked a brown diamond that you got for them, they were lying. Do not buy brown diamonds. You're welcome. And with that, I want you to make sure that you follow K-Bird Tweets on Twitter. We are at peace.love.baseball on Instagram. We've got a Facebook page. You can find us at Peace, Love, and Baseball on Facebook. You can subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Spotify for listening to the podcast, rate, review, and hey, check out the podcast Bourbon and Baseball, which is also available on YouTube because I have joined Susie over there as her co-host. So we'll be coming at you every Monday with a new episode, and we're covering all the hottest headlines in baseball across the board every week for you. And she is from the Astros fandom. So it's really cool because her and I get very different perspectives and different types of things that we're consuming, but it's like all the same stories, but we're getting different perspectives and the different outlooks on it. So a lot of fun over there. But thank you so much for hanging out with me for kicking off the holiday season. I hope you got some great ideas and it got you in the holiday spirits. And I will see you next week for more peace, love, and baseball.